Howdy folks, today we are going to do something totally different. I'm going to show you how to make sourdough starter. So put aside your banjos and go out to a place that sells organic flour. Um, get yourself about a cup of organic flour, either whole wheat or white, doesn't matter. One of the two. The reason why you want to buy organic flour is because it still has some of the wild yeast that normally attaches itself to wheat. The flour that you buy in the big grocery stores in the big bags has been radiated or sterilized or whatever they do to it. But it doesn't have any of the wild yeast, or if it does, it's dead. You want the live stuff. Anyway, you buy yourself about a cup of flour, organic flour, bring it home, and get about a half a cup and throw it into a glass. Make sure that your container is not metal. Plastic will work, glass works. Half a cup, and add to that a quarter cup of water, and get yourself a little spoon and mix it up. And a little chunk of plastic, cover it up and put it away. Have yourself a couple of banjo tunes, and if you're lucky, next day or maybe 2 days down the line, you're going to see something magic happen, and we'll show you that next time. In 1 or 2 days, you are going to see bubbles forming on the top of your starter. Might take 1 day, might take 2 days, but pretty soon you're going to see these. You can see them forming down the side of the glass, and now you are in business. Howdy folks, here we are 2 days later after we started our sourdough, and the volume has increased in our little glass. So now is the time to pour it into a larger jar. And the next thing you want to do is throw in another half cup of flour and another quarter cup of water and stir it up. Pretty soon we're going to be able to make sourdough bread. Howdy folks, it's been a couple of days since we made our sourdough starter, and I've had it standing in the fridge, but even in the fridge it's still forming bubbles, although it works a lot slower. If you don't use it for a week, then what you should do is take maybe half of it out and put in some fresh flour and water in the proportion of 2 parts of flour to 1 part of water. So if you put in half a cup of flour, add a quarter cup of water. This is a starter that I've had going for well over 3 years. Same starter, and it's full of bubbles. It stands in the fridge all the time. You can change, this is whole wheat and it's colored a little differently than this guy. This is half whole wheat and half unbleached flour. Once you've started it, you can now go and buy the big bags of store-bought flour that's been irradiated or sterilized or whatever they do to it, and put it in here, and it'll work fine. Because all you want is the yeast to get going, the wild yeast. And you can switch it back and forth. You can put half white, half whole wheat, or you can make it all white or keep it all whole wheat. Whatever you want, you can switch it back and forth. If you go on holidays, you can take a bit out and freeze it, and when you come back, thaw it out and add some more flour and water to it, and it'll pop right back. But we've gone on holidays for up to 3 weeks, and all I do is take most of it out and then put in at least a cup, maybe a cup and a half of fresh flour and water. As long as you got a bit of bubbles forming in the bottom, it'll be fine. And just leave it in the fridge. Anyway, that's how to make a sourdough starter. And next time we'll talk about making some bread. Thanks for watching. See you next time.